What's up, Leo? We're going to do your love reading for March 2022. I've already cleansed the cards, cleansed the space, got sage going. Basically, this is going to be a multi-purpose love reading. So, with these two decks over here, this will be the romantic decks that I'm using, and this is general. This deck right here will be for general, basically a general reading. General reading, but it's a love deck, but it's still generalized. I also want to remind you to take only what resonates and make sure that you like, share, and subscribe if you like the video. Leos, I've been seeing a lot of views from you, but I'm not seeing any comments. So I need to know, I need some feedback. So please give me some feedback in regards to if this reading is resonating with you. And this reading is going to be longer than your average, TikTok video. So, I suggest that you pay attention and tune into the messages that I'm giving you. Because if you're just trying to get a 3-minute, 6-minute read out of something, you're not going to get much out of it. Just let me know what you like to, what type of readings you would like. Give me some ideas so that I can, better serve you. Alright, so let's get this going. Alright, so what does Leo need to know for love March 2022? Basically what I'll do is I'll read the symbolism cards first intuitively. I'll read the cards intuitively first, and then I will give you some extra messages from the actual books. I find that the intuitive reading is much more accurate. In a lot of ways, the book will give you a little more detail. Okay. Spirit, what does Leo need to know for love March 2022? And even though I'm saying March 2022, this is timeless. So basically, whenever you see this video, there might be messages in it for you. What does Leo need to know for March 2022? Alright. Feeling alone. Why are you feeling alone? There's no such thing as actually being alone, right? You actually always have your guides and your angels with you. You just need to tune in. So this card, it's 5, so that represents change and sometimes isolation. You may not be able to see the card completely because I'm still working on my setup, but just know and trust that I am telling you right as far as what's on the card and the messages that I'm getting. So basically, it depicts someone that is a female, so it represents feminine energy. Basically, with a lantern and a cottage in the background. It looks like a lake in front of them, and it's almost like you're looking out over the, over the valley, looking at something or wondering about someone else. It shows the moon in the background, so this might be happening at night. So it's kind of, in a way, looking up at the stars and wondering if anybody is connecting with you. So it's the way you basically see yourself at this time, Leo. It's just, kind of in hermit mode, just feeling alone, just, maybe wondering if anybody is out there thinking about you, or it could be the fact that you could be surrounded by a lot of people and still feel alone. So maybe it could be, something I'm getting is, or feeling rather, is that you're surrounded by people all the time, but you just don't feel like you resonate with those people. So it might be time to find more people that resonate with you. What else does Leo need to know for March 2022 in regards to love? What are the love messages for Leo March 2022? What are the rest of the love messages for Leo March 2022? That one wanted to come out. So anyway, this card is also red, so it represents physicality. So you might be feeling alone physically. It could be that you're working too much, or by the time you come home, you don't have time to actually connect with people. That's what the card looks like if you can see it. I didn't even think about that before. So is that how you're feeling? So, shine. So basically, Leo's, you're meant to shine. You're represented by the sun in astrology, and so really there's no reason for you to feel alone. So maybe you need to step out and shine, let your light shine. Like that song that let your little light shine. The number in it is 19, so it represents, so 9 and 1 would be 19. So 9 and 1, that would be 10. So then you break it down to the lowest point, which is 1. So 1 basically could be solitude, solitary, feeling like you're one by yourself. Maybe it could also be a message to tell you that the reason that you're feeling alone is because you need to dive deep within yourself and discover oneness, because we're never truly alone. Take it from me, I'm someone that spends most of his life alone, and although I do like human interaction, I'm pretty happy. So this card depicts someone that has red hair. And so there could be somebody in your life that's around you that has red hair, or you could have red hair rather, or strawberry blonde. You could be like one of the wild Leos, that kind of with the Aquarius energy, that actually likes to dye their hair. But it has blue in the background, and then it has, and that represents like air and ideas. So basically what it's saying is that you may feel alone, but it's a lot of it is in your head. So it's basically saying, once you get out of your head and get into your heart, and then that way once you get into your heart, you attract more love to you. And also there's a lot of yellow, so it's basically showing that the yellow in there, it's illumination from your heart. So get into your heart, and shine like you're supposed to. What else does Leo need to know for love, March 2022? What else does Leo need to know for March 2022? And you might be feeling like it too, because the full moon is coming up pretty soon. So usually the full moon affects us, like a few days before and a few days after. You can always tell too, because when the full moon comes, it'll usually rain. And as the moons basically control the tides, so emotions, they rhyme, what I'm saying? So it actually will have you, like how you feel deep down inside, it will be bringing it up for clearance. And so during full moons, you might find yourself sad or angry, or, different people feel different things. That might have been for me, so I'm going to put that back in there. If it comes out again, I know it's for you. So what else does Leo need to know for March 2022 in regards to love? Blossom. Okay, so basically it's kind of showing you, it's saying, again, let your light shine, and then blossom. Let that light be you, be everything that you're supposed to be, bloom like a flower, step out into the sunshine, let yourself blossom, bloom. It represents 20, so that's 19 and 20. So basically I would take it as steps, like do this first, shine, step out into the spotlight, shine, and then you'll start to blossom, if that makes sense. And in this card, 20 would be broken down to 2, so it'd be 1 and 2. So step 1 and 2 is the way that I would, heed that advice. And it just basically shows a female with blonde hair, basically holding a ball of fire. So Leo's your fire element, the fire, fire signs. So that's basically what it's telling you to do, is you need to step out and show people who you are. Blossom, be like that flower, And you might, I also feel like you might be doing it pretty soon. You might be waiting more for summertime to come about. It's kind of, we're in a transitional period right now. Alright, so it's 3 cards from that deck, and I'm going to pull a couple from the other ones. I don't want to make the reading too long. I kind of did that with Aries and Taurus. It was way too long. Alright, so these are the romantic messages. So what does Leo need to know for romance in March 2022? What are the messages for romantic love for Leo March 2022? What are the romantic messages for Leo March 2022? You got 2 cards. Well, you got deception. So either you're deceiving yourself, or somebody around you is deceiving you. It says give your relationship a chance. So what I'm getting is, it could be that maybe you're not trusting the person that's around you or your partner, and you might think that they're deceiving you, or you're deceiving yourself, or it is deception. But basically, it's saying someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. It could be you. Maybe you're not happy. Maybe they're not happy. But if you follow your intuition and trust the red flags that you get in any type of relationship, then you're going to know it's the truth. And that goes for the cross watchers watching this too. If you're watching for Leo, or if you're dating a Leo, maybe they're wearing the false mask. Or maybe, it could be that you're telling yourself you're happy, but you're really feeling alone. And maybe you're in a relationship, but you feel alone in the relationship, but you're trying to put on this false mask and, act like you're fine. But the eyes will always tell the truth. So I've seen a few Leos, recently, and you can tell by their eyes that that they're feeling alone and, not very happy. So this card is basically saying it could be somebody. Also, it could be somebody that you just started dating, or someone that's interested, but you may be, have this preconceived notion about them, or maybe you don't feel like they're good enough, or, in regards to your standards or whatever. So it's just saying give that relationship a chance. Maybe work on it. Drop the mask. Tell them how you feel. And that goes for, like I said, Leo or the cross watchers. Let me pull one from his other deck. And like with these cards, I know them front to back, so there's no reason to read anything from the book. What I'm telling you is right when it comes to it. I'm going to show you this, give the relationship a chance card again. That way you can look at it. And basically what you do is you just look at that card, and what are the symbols in that card, in the picture? They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what are you seeing in that card? Pause it if you need to. What other messages in regards to romance does Leo need to know for March 2022? What other messages does Leo need to know? Shit. Reshuffle now because that one slid way out. It's the book, so. What other messages does Leo need to know for March 2022? Romance. In regards to romance. Or relationships and romance, rather. What else does Leo need to know for March 2022? In regards to romance. What are the romantic messages for Leo March 2022? So soulmate. So the person that you're dealing with is your soulmate. Now, another scenario is that you could be in a relationship and thinking about your soulmate, and you're deceiving this person while you're thinking about the soulmate. And so maybe you are with this other person for whatever reason, could be financial stability or whatever, and it's telling you to give this other relationship a chance, or the soulmate relationship, or it could be the current relationship that you're in, where this person is indeed your soulmate, and for whatever reason you've got this false mask on, and you're faking it to make it, or there could be so many different scenarios, and it just depends on whatever resonates for whatever Leo is watching, or group of Leos is watching. So I'm also going to try this out too. I'm going to take one more card. I'm going to lay 3 cards out from this deck right here, but I'm going to mix them up, and then I'm going to basically 11, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to let you pick which card it is, and I'm going to tell you at the end of the reading. That way you have some idea, which message is for you. So this one, that'll be labeled as number 1. Shuffle some more. Hoping y'all can see all these, but I'm going to move them. Alright, so for the ones that, Leos that are watching or whatever, if you can't see what the card is, like, I have really no idea without getting up and pausing the video, but I'm going to try to move them. So basically just pick 1, 2, 3 and then stop the video, kind of focus, pause the video, focus on the cards, those 3 cards, and whichever one stands out, choose one. And then also I would like to hear you comment in the messages to tell me if that method helped you or if it resonated with you. All right. So I'm going to read from the manual for the soulmate card, because soulmates are different. You know what I mean? You can have soulmates as teachers. That a lot of people will fantasy, turn the soulmate relationship into a fantasy, which it can be. But a lot of soulmates are just teachers. They come in to teach you stuff. They, especially if it's a lesson in deception, something like that. It can teach you to be who you are, to shine. There could be so many different messages. It ain't always about beautiful love, and it can be that too. But all right, so the soulmate card is feeling a true connection with another, knowing the other is thinking and feeling without saying. So that's basically telepathy. Communication through eye contact, previous lifetimes together. One soulmate connection can last a lifetime, and others are for a short time. We often have more than one soulmate in each lifetime. The card you pull today means that the person or situation you have asked about relates to a soulmate connection. You have known each other before. So that's usually what brings you back together, is like in past lives, depending if you believe that or not. Most Leos are usually open-minded. But it could basically be just, past lives where you had a lesson that you didn't learn, or, you decided before you got here that you needed to learn a certain lesson. So you meet with this person, and it ain't always blissful. Sometimes it can be very painful, but, it's always darkest before dawn. So you'd be surprised who can actually help you. People can seem like the worst people in the world, and they can turn you into the most magnificent, powerful person you could ever imagine. So I've had a few soulmates. Actually, before I started doing readings professional, I used an actual soulmate prayer that was from the Romance Angels from this deck. And it didn't come in this deck, but it's something that I found online. And I said it for 2 weeks, every night once for 2 weeks, or 3 times every night for 2 weeks. And somebody came in, and they were an exact mirror to me. They had the same type of house, same type of silverware in their drawer, but they were very cruel, and it hurt a lot. But it was through that pain that I basically alchemized that energy and was able to turn my life around. And because for me, soulmates, they don't see my true worth. They think they see me as something else, or they see a reflection of themselves in me. Usually the weakest part of them they would see in me. I would reflect it back to them, and then they would think I'm some type of joke. And I remember that too, because it was, for me, it's always been like, I've been a lovey-dovey person, so really into love and believing in fantasy and things like that. And I would attract a lot of partners if I'm more practical, and they just thought that was hilarious, So it will really scar you and hurt you, but if you can remain strong and not become a narcissist and actually, keep your heart open. But Leos, I will tell you this: some of you Leos like to play games with people, and you think it's funny, like to the point of someone that you wouldn't even mess with. You like to play head games with them, and some people are serious. You got to understand, people have different, different upbringings. They have different things, so it ain't always about yourself. And this is just for a select few of you, but be consistent. If you are interested in someone, then actually, even if it's to the point of booking a reading with someone. I've had 2 Leos I know of that book readings with me and they never show up. And I had one that actually canceled, actually let me know that they couldn't do it, which I know that person, but the other person never said anything. They just like I don't matter, like my time isn't valuable. So you have to realize how you treat people will be reflected back to you in another. So if you are the Leo that's immature, that plays head games and messes with people, and like you go up to someone that has a crush on you, for example, and you have no intention whatsoever, you're just playing with them to see how far you can get to get attention, then you can bet that's going to happen to you eventually. And you may not see it, but this is your warning. Trust me, it will come back on you. Karma, it's not about it. Karma is more of it's more of a mirror. It basically does exactly what you do to another person. It's not about getting revenge or anything like that. It just comes back on you like that. So think about that. Be wise, be smart. And if you don't want to have the same type of pain that you cause others, then don't cause other people pain. But that's pretty much all I have for you, Leo. So for this part, and then I'm gonna pull these cards, and I'm gonna open these cards up for you. So this is Ice Queen. There's number 1. And then long distance, and then young male. So the young male, Leos have masculine energy, so it can be it could be a female that acts more masculine, but they act very youthful. Fire energy, the fire element is very youthful. A lot of times it's all about freedom. So sometimes, you can be, you can also basically have this energy within you. It could be some young Leos that they're acting this way. It could just be, immaturity. It could be some of the older Leos, that are kind of doing this to a young male. Or you're interested in a young male. The long distance situation, that seems like that's something too that comes up a lot with Leos. It's like you date people from a distance. So, but sometimes, the Ice Queen card, it kind of comes out. This can represent you and independence. I'm gonna get the book on this one because there's a little more to this. But sometimes it can just be someone that's cold natured. It could be like the group of Leos that I'm talking about, where you're playing head games and you're just ice cold and you're not considering another person's feelings. Okay. So Ice Queen. An older woman, mother-in-law, a woman who speaks her truth and knows what she likes and what she doesn't like. She will cut through any lies or deception. If you have pulled this card today, you are either influenced by a mature woman, or you will see clearly through a situation that is confusing you, or using your own wisdom. Okay, so with this deception card, then somebody around you is lying to you. Whichever group of Leos, got this card and contribute to this one. So basically, let me show them cards too, just in case you didn't see them. Pause it if you need to. So, long distance. Young male. So there is some type of deception going on, and maybe you're, with the information from the book, that's basically saying that you are cutting through it. You know it. Or somebody's doing this to you. Maybe it could be that you're dating. Maybe you're an older Leo and you're dating a younger male, or you're married to the younger male, and the mother-in-law is the Ice Queen. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she sees that you're deceptive, or you're not who you say you are. I mean, vice versa. Take it how it resonates. Don't make it fit. If it doesn't. But that's pretty much what I have for you, Leo. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know something. Give me some feedback. Show some love, man. What you send out, you get back. So let me know what's going on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your followers. Everything. I appreciate it, and I will see you next week. And thank you.